Hey, my name is Anis Kurbawi, and it's currently 2:45 in the morning, and this is when I make my music. When Lebanon goes to sleep, this is when I can finally hear myself thinking. I've been doing this for the good part of a decade at this point, and almost nobody outside of a few venues in Lebanon knows who I am. And here's the thing about being a musician in Lebanon: you can play so-far shows, you can play uh, international festivals, big venues, the Forum, travel for music, and even then, and after you've released multiple albums on Spotify and gotten the respect of the local community and the local musicians, there's still this ceiling. And it's the same venues. It's the same 200-300 people that just watch the shows in rotation. Same streaming numbers as well. You can see some growth sometimes, but for the most part, things don't really move much. And I've hit that ceiling. I've hit that ceiling for years now. And I kept making music because that's all I know how to do. It's all I want to do. But there's no real career path in doing that. Everything's flatlined at this point. And the hardest part of it all is knowing that the music is good enough. And this is not ego. This is not self-flattery. It's just knowing that you've worked for thousands of hours doing this thing, honing this craft. You've worked with incredible musicians, put in all the hours, and the music doesn't find people. And it hasn't for a long time now. Music just doesn't find people anymore. You have to take the music and bring it to people. And I've just been terrible at doing that. Okay? I've just been horrible at putting myself out there and putting the music out there in a way that would make people wanna listen to it or wanna discover it or discover me. And it's mostly because of one thing, and it's my hate of the spotlight. And it's ridiculous for someone who's performing and has been performing for almost 12 years now. But there's a huge difference between putting yourself out there personally and putting your music out there. And when you put the art outside and you let people look at it, they can judge it. They can judge the art for what it is. And it becomes its own thing, and it has its own identity, and it doesn't affect me much or as much when it's just out there. But when I'm out there with the music itself, then people can critique me and judge me for who I am, despite the art. And if people can't put a face to the music and they don't know who the artist is, then the music never goes anywhere, right? And I've been doing this since before, TikTok existed, since the very early days of Instagram and Facebook. And I could have gotten a head start had I been, part of that movement. But I've avoided it. I've avoided it for years. And I've told myself that the music should speak for itself. And you know what? I've come to realize that this is just fear. Fear of being judged and fear of being ridiculed or, just associated with my music as well, in a sense where it becomes too personal, maybe to bear. And I've dressed it up. I've dressed it up as artistic integrity. Artistic integrity in the sense that, I'm too good for this. No, we don't do that, right? We don't do the TikTok dances or the trends. But I'm sitting here at 2, 3 in the morning, staring at the camera with a microphone in my hand, talking to myself like a crazy person. But I'm doing this because I've realized something, and it's that all the musicians who are a tier above me, the ones that are getting all the festival bookings outside of Lebanon, the ones who actually get discovered, the ones who have all these A&Rs calling them up and big corporations just wanting to sign them, sponsor their content or get sponsored, they're not necessarily better musicians. And I don't say that with any disrespect to their craft, but it doesn't mean that they're better musicians. It just means that they're more visible. It just means that they're out there, and we're in an economy of sorts, attention economy. The more attention you can grab, the more people you can get to follow you and subscribe to you and look at your content and listen to your music, etc. The more valuable you become. The more valuable you are, the more you're sought out, and the more the music gets represented in media and like radio, TV, whatever, and on streaming platforms, unfortunately, as well. So the balance is really swayed towards people who have an already established fan base. I think if that's the economy and that's the way it has to be, then it's my job to try and get involved in that movement. So here's what I'm going to be doing over the next few months. I'm just going to be documenting everything, the process. I'm open to suggestions as to what it is I should be doing specifically. If you've got any ideas, drop them in the comment below. I'm more than happy to check it out. But mainly, being up here at these ungodly hours, the struggles of doing this in Lebanon and trying to break out beyond the regional borders, the technical side of things, mixing, mastering. I'm a sound engineer by profession, so I love nerding out about this stuff. And yeah, it's just going to be a pretty raw experience, I feel. I don't even know if this is going to work. Maybe in 3 months I'll still have the same amount of followers and feel like an idiot for even trying to do this, but at least I'll be able to say that I tried. I've got 4 albums out already. If you want to check out the music, Enterprise, Manic, Stigma, and the newest one is called Love and Everything About It. This is chapter 1, we'll call it. Let's see where it goes. Link to everything will be down below in the description. If you've made it this far into the video, thank you. Appreciate it, seriously. And you're going to need to excuse me. It's almost 3 a.m. in the morning here, and I have songs to finish. So like, subscribe, comment, do the whole thing, the whole shebang, and I'll see you soon for step 2. Let's see where this goes. Peace.